was a pretty short break, and we're pretty excited for this next match. We've got Unistar versus Adyb here in the best out of 3 series. Again, for those of you that are tuning in, this is eHL Season 1. That's the eGTV Hearthstone League, the Road to Northrend cycle number 2, by the way, guys. And this is the 4th best out of 3 series here today. And we've got a pretty interesting one. My name is Larc, and with me is none other
than okay, fourth try. Let's go. My name is Katips.
Katips. I got it right this time.
I'm joining you from the Lag Fest that is the Philippines, and I am quite excited to see this next match. We have the online legend player in Adyb versus the offline second placer Unistar. So, 2 very skilled players. It's a bit unfortunate for Unistar in the last match, but we'll see if he can pull up an upset in going into this next match.
For sure. Let's see how it's gonna go. I mean, we've got a pretty huge one ahead, and I think Adyb, like you said, probably the favorite to win here. Whether or not we see an upset, that remains to be seen. But we're actually gonna be starting up here in game number 1, and it's actually gonna be a druid versus a warlock here. So that's pretty interesting stuff. Unistar actually gonna be playing the warlock here. Not too sure if it's a zoo one just yet. We're gonna have to wait and see from the starting hand here.
Unistar's lagging a bit for me, but it is a zoo, it looks like. Yep, Leroy's... Well, I've seen Leroy in handlock, but Direwolf Alpha is a pretty much clear indicator of a zoo.
Yeah, plus the Doom Guard, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yep. So Unistar actually gonna go second. Adyb though, look at his hand, it's looking pretty grim so far. I mean, at least he does have his removal. The swipe, that's always very, very good against zoo decks.
That's right.
Gonna be able to slow down some aggression there.
He also has Wrath, which is a good remover of stuff exactly like that, like the Golden Voidwalker. Yep. Easy removal for Wrath. And he's gonna go straight for that. Well, he's thinking about it.
Probably should. I mean, he doesn't want to be sitting there and, hope in later on just regretting his decision, because later when Young Priestess comes out, it becomes a 1/4, right. And then it just gets out of hand. Oh, he's actually gonna attack into it. Okay.
And I see Unistar's hand. He must be excited to play turn 2 because that's straight into a Doge for... Ooh, nice draw. Also, Young Priestess. He's about to get a lot of value of this Divine Shield and this taunt. Yep. That's 4 damage straight away.
For sure. Now, it's really good there for him. Raph is probably going to be coming out right now. It's actually going to go onto the dire doggy there. So, doggy again. Why you slayed the doggies? They've done nothing wrong. So sad.
So, slaying of the dogs today.
Yeah. So, Unistar here, what do you think he's going to play? Do you think he should play both the Shield Master and the Young Priestess, or just go...
Oh yeah, I would just go straight to it. Just, start the annoyance. But instead he plays, he puts a... That's actually a good value. That's much better than I would have played. Because now he has a 2/2 with a Divine Shield and still have a Taunter to protect it. So he has very solid board control at the moment.
Yeah, it's unfortunate swipe won't really get much done here, but Keeper of the Rogue will come out and get rid of the fee too. So that's actually really good though, at least, because here you can trade with everything on the board effectively.
Yep.
So that's really nice. And another...
Unless, of course, you draw another Doge. So
yeah. So that's actually pretty good. And I guess you could play Dire Doggy, the Shield Bearer plus the Young Priestess?
Yeah, but that's a lot of swipe value that gets given to... Adyb. He's probably aware that no swipes have left his hand, so probably it would be a good idea not to overcommit. I would well, Dogs is a good play, or he could just tap into Priestess.
Well, let's just see what he's actually gonna go ahead with the Dire Doggy there. So again, hits face for 5, puts in a lot of damage to Adyb. Out comes the Shield Bearer. There we go. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay, there we go. Plus the Young Priestess. So, well, I mean, the thing is, swipe will get some value, but the thing is, everything else still doesn't die.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, and it just gave it to the dog. So, if the dog goes up to 4, he's gonna be a prime swipe target. He's actually a prime swipe target right now since he's giving all that attack to the 2 taunters. So, he has a decision to make.
Yep, there we go.
Of course, he goes for doggy side, so... Unfortunately, dogs will not live through the night in this series.
It's actually looking pretty good right now. Oh, that's the worst combination you can have. Soul of Fire on top of Doomguard.
He's gotta have to tap.
Well,
No?
it's just gonna go for the Doomguard. But I guess that's fine because it's a huge 5-7 million on the board.
That's right. I just realized ADYB's down to 11. So
yeah, ADYB might actually potentially lose this game right now. He has to deal with this right now. He does have a taunt, so he's not out of it yet. That's really, really good at least. But I believe here he's probably going to use the Wrath for a card draw.
That's right.
Or maybe even just kill off a 2/2.
Yeah, get rid of as much damage as he can. And then, oh well, he thought about it.
Well, I guess if I were him, I would actually just use the Wrath right now to get rid of 2/2 because it's just too much of an annoyance.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of value. That's a turn 1 Argent Squire, and it's still not around in turn 6. He got a ton of value off of that Squire.
Yep.
That was a really smart. That's an example of that's a nice example of a snowball play where he played the Cleric for the 2/2, turning it into a 3/2, and then getting this much value out of it. Now it's still a threat at 2/2, going into turn 7. So, going into turn 6. Ooh, ouch.
Oh, even worse.
Oh my god. All this value from a zoo deck.
Oh man, okay. So, just imagine this. If he had 5 mana, he would get rid of Dissension with the 2/2.
That's right.
And hit face for 6. But unfortunately here, he's going to be forced to trade. But again, he's still putting so much more pressure on the board. Now, at least, it's a good thing he has saved the Wrath because he can deal with the 6/5. So that's pretty good.
I'm thinking Cairn Innervate into Mark of the Wild, just to save his ass a little bit.
Oh, that's...
Or he can go into a value Wrath, that's right.
Okay, so we're gonna see... Wait. What is he gonna go for? 4 damage? Into the attack there. Well... I guess if that was the play...
That's pretty decent.
Yeah,
that's still a 6/6, and I don't know if you realize that that Unistar. Oh my god! Wow!
He can tap,
my god!
If I were him, I'd probably tap first just to see what I can get to see if I can kill him. And there we go. That is the first game. That top deck stone. Okay, bro.
This is a man who called in favors from RNGesus. Got exactly what he needed in the last play. That is an amazing finish. A very fortunate one. And he gets 100 gold from his quest. Awesome.
Really good stuff. So Unistar is probably looking pretty happy right now. He took a game against the Legend player. And ADYB, I think he's probably feeling a little bit phased. Like, whoa, what the hell just happened right there, man?
Owl!
Yeah,
really?
I mean, that owl on top of the tap into the Soulfire, man.
Wow.
I'd be feeling pretty salty right now, but that was a really well played battle there by Unistar. Really awesome. Again, RNG, top deck stone at its finest. He gets the first game here in this best out of 3 against ADYB, and ADYB. Going into this, we might actually be seeing that upset happening here.
I am quite excited. Unistar must be feeling great right now with that win. He got exactly what he needed off a top deck. He got a draw. And he got the Soulfire, the last Soulfire that he needed to finish it off. That he must feel great about that. He must be laughing to himself how lucky he is.
Yeah, for sure. I bet he was a pretty happy camper after that, for sure. And going into game number 2, what do you think they are probably going to, run? What do you think ADYB is probably going to run?
Well, we do know he does have that Warrior. So Warrior is a good counter to the Zoo. Because of all the early removal with Cruel Taskmaster. He has a lot of normal control warriors. The base one has a lot of options against aggro. So I have a feeling he's going to go with that.
Okay, alright, that's pretty interesting. Well, let's just break down a bit of the previous game though. I mean, what do you think that ADYB could have done to kind of get back into the game, or at least get some traction into it? Because it seemed like he was always, fighting from behind.
Well, that's the effect of Zoo. You can't really... It doesn't always come down to misplays on your part. It could also come down to amazing draws of your opponent, as we saw right there in the end. We know that Unistar had the Shield Bearer very annoying shield bearer. He got a lot of value out of his early dogs. Yeah, so it might not even have been ADYB's fault. He could have been playing perfectly, but if Unistar gets the perfect draw in a zoo deck, that just steamrolls you. That's kind of like a Murloc winning on turn 4. Sometimes when the pieces come together, they just, you just get steamrolled, and it's not really something wrong that you did. It's just that the other deck just did everything right.
Yeah, it's true. Plus, again, this top deck is just really crazy.
That's ridiculous top deck. That's amazing.
It's like suddenly I'm now the guy with the silver tongue as compared to Babel, because I was like, unless he just taps into something that could help him deal some direct damage. Boom! There we go. Soulfire right in his face. What a way to end it.
What a way to end it. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to get your take so far overall in this tournament and the game so far. How has it been, man?
Very well. It's been very high level. We've seen a lot of plays. We've seen a lot of nice comebacks from the old school cards. Tree Bark Protector, A-Bomb, Direwolves, Zoo running in a Warlock aggro deck. So it's nice to see a lot of variety. We're seeing a lot of counters. So Unistar is a tournament proven player playing against one of our players from the Philippines who doesn't have much experience yet, and then losing 2-0. And then you have this first upset game against ADYB, who is a legend player, with one of the cheapest decks you can make in the game. So it's swinging back and forth. We're seeing a lot of slugfest. We're seeing a lot of counters. It's been very interesting so far.
Yep, for sure. And right now, ADYB gonna go with that Control Warrior, and we see already in hand. It's that golden Ysera we all love to see,
wow.
But yeah,
we haven't seen her this entire series. We've been seeing a lot of YOLO Rags, but we haven't seen a YOLO Sarah yet, so I would love to see her come into play.
Well, this is a pretty interesting card, though. Unistar actually has a Sacrificial Pact here in his deck here, so I guess that does help with usage on the Flame Imp. I think that's the only demon he's running.
I think he's keeping that specifically against Handlock, because he brings... You know how you keep Handlock at a certain health? You keep them down to 8. I believe it's 18 health. It's their optimal, where they can't get a lot of value out of Mountain Giant. And then you drop them down a certain health. They're forced to play Jiraxxus. And here we go. Value Sacrificial Pact. Kill Jiraxxus for 0 mana. So that's why I think he's keeping that in that deck, just in case he runs into any Handlocks, which is a pretty popular deck at the moment in the meta.
Alright, interesting take on it. So anyways, it seems like in this game though, ADYB, he does have the Armor Smith up and running already. Unfortunately for him, he's going to be starting to take damage. He's actually going to go ahead and slam. He should have actually just... Okay, wait, he had to attack into it to get the armor, so kind of understandable there. A little bit of misjudgment on my part. So I apologize for that.
Shield Bearer getting value very, very early on. Yep. Very annoying card.
The slam was in fact already used there, so that's pretty big. Like, it was using the doggy there, so doggy unfortunately will die. And right now, Unistar actually just tosses out one little girlfriend there, so she's gonna be coming out there. Too bad there's another paladin, no dudes chasing after her. And right now, ADYB again is gonna slowly chip away at the armor here for this shield bearer, and it's just so annoying to deal with this.
0-4 health is kind of like a magic number early turns. There's really no reliable way to get rid of a 0-4 in a 1-to-1 trade unless you use something like Soulfire, but that's 2 cards for one cost 0-4. So Shield Bearer is now in a nice slot index, especially in Zoo, where he takes the place of a 0-4 net. He's very resilient, especially with the combo cards of Zoo like Dogi and the Shattered Sun Cleric. And exactly this, Defender of Argus giving him a lot of value. So he's back up to 1-3. Armor Smith doesn't know what to do with his life. So we'll see what happens out of this.
Yep, exactly. Now, there is the Whirlwind option here. But again, he can't do anything after that. He can't Whirlwind, Armor Up, and then Shield Slam the 2-2. But do you really want to use Shield Slam this early on?
Well, we see what the damage a single Argent Squire lasting into turn 6 did earlier, so that must be clear in his mind. So he goes straight for the Whirlwind.
He's gonna get
getting some armor value out of his Armor Smith. So and as you said, he does use Shield Slam on it.
It's a little unfortunate here that he's gonna have to use that so early on. Well, I mean, at least it does slow down the aggression from Unistar here, which is actually always very, very good, essentially. And right now, Unistar, he has a couple of options. He can still buff up he can actually buff up his shield bearer, and that will still survive against that 1/1 armor smith there.
That's right. He can throw the 2/2 against the armor smith, leaving him with a 2/1, and using cleric on his shield bearer to keep it alive and still get value out of that taunt. So he has a number of options in his hand.
Okay, let's see what's gonna happen here though. Unistar has a couple of options. He's going for the Shattered Sun Cleric play there. Definitely, most probably the best play there for him. Gets out the 2/2. He's probably gonna run his 2/2 into the 1/1. He does actually tap there. He gets a Voidwalker. Oh, he's actually gonna go for face, which I guess
goes for face.
Fine, since
I guess he wanted to clear out more of that armor first, rather than shield block to get back more armor even.
Yeah.
There we go. Getting the Taxmaster. He is collecting his Jews very soon.
Exactly. Here we go. The cruel Taxmaster, so to speak, like you nicely put it. It's gonna get traded there, but Shield Master again gets a lot of value. That was basically 1.5 cards used for him.
Yeah. And he got a ton of armor out of it. He's still at 29. He's now back up to 35 health, effectively. So that's a good position for him to be in. Except here comes the Knife Juggler.
Yep, Knife Juggler, and then on top of that, he's probably gonna play that there we go, that Voidwalker, protect everything. And then after that, what is he gonna play though? Oh, there we go. That's an even better play. Let's just hope both the RNG. Here we go. First dagger onto the 2/2. Next dagger onto
50-50.
Oh, it doesn't get it.
Oh, so close.
Well,
he goes for the face. He has nothing to lose. He has a Taunter in play. All of his main cards are pretty much protected. So ADYB in a pretty nasty position. And 1 mana away from Baron Geddon. That's pretty unfortunate. He could have cleared that entire board.
Now, what do you think he's going to do? Do you think he should actually just go for the Acolyte Pain shield block? Or shield block, Cure Power, end turn? Or... Well, he's actually going to go with the Cruel... not the Cruel Taskmaster, sorry. That's the Acolyte Pain and Armor Up. Just going to end the turn here. Well,
I would silence that Acolyte, to be honest. I don't want to give ADYB too many options. I would just silence and leave him alone.
But here's the thing, though. Playing that silence will just mean everything on the board still dies anyways, because Baron Geddon is going to get so much value.
That's right. You're right.
So at least he uses his Shattered Sun Cleric to make sure he only gets 1 card draw out of it. He gets an Execute, so that's pretty good, but not like he really needs it now.
The key now for Unistar is not to overplay. He must he must realize that. Oh my god.
Goodness.
He should have realized that Baron Geddon is at any moment can come out, and here he comes. ADYB must be smiling to himself with all the value he's getting. He just took out a value meal from McDonald's. Look at this, Baron Geddon with a Big Mac in his hand.
Exactly. He's gonna get so happy right here. That's a full board, by the way. That is a full board. Everything is gonna die except for that little shield there.
Goodness.
Here we go. Easy Baron Geddon. Everything dies. Oh my god. Both players down to 17 life. And when you're behind... Oh, he's gonna be able to deal with this though. He does have a Soulfire, so I think there is no option here. He has to Soulfire.
He has to do it. That's right, he has to do it. But man, Baron Geddon, he is loving it. He just got the value meal of all value meals. Wow.
So here we go. Run the square in. Soulfire. What's he gonna lose? Is it?
That's
pretty big. But he does have the Doom Guard on top of the Argent Squire there. Not the Argent Squire. The... Oh my god, he loses...
Oh! He forgot to play it. He forgot to play Argent... He's a Sergeant.
Yeah, I was confused as well. Like, why didn't he... I think he was playing a little bit too quick. He thought he would get that removed. Unfortunately,
oh no.
Yeah. But honestly, I think it would be better if that was removed rather than the silence. Because silence is just too strong, honestly.
Yeah, especially against a control warrior. Legendaries up the nose, you know. You never know when Big Fat Cow comes to ruin your day.
That's pretty sad. He gets out of the Doom Guard, but yeah, here he's gonna go full on aggressive, and I think he's gonna be able to dish in about 12 damage here. So that's...
Is he gonna get another soul? Oh man, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
If he drew another YOLO Soulfire to end the game.
Yeah, he would have won right there and now.
He would have won right there. Wow.
Honestly, I think it's over already, seeing as it is. Unistar might actually just win 2-0 against ADYB nonetheless. Look at that.
Wow.
Very
Wow, I think this is it.
That's like gonna help you. Okay, so shield block. He's gonna have to hope for a brawl. He gets to execute here. Now, what can actually save him?
He can lose one of his... He can throw Karen against one of the Doom guards and then execute it. So that's one.
He's still gonna die. He's still gonna die here.
Oh.
Yeah, this is pretty... Well, actually, no, he... Can he? No, he's...
Nah, it's over. That's it.
Over, yeah. Even if he armors up, he's effectively up to only, 10 health? Wait. Is it 10 health?
10 health.
Wait. Yeah, then he
Is he
does
have-
survive. He does survive. Because there's only 9
Soulfire.
damage. There's only
Soulfire.
9... Soulfire. Oh!
Ah,
Wait, get tap,
man.
get tap.
tap Soulfire. Let's go. Let's...
Soulfire,
my
there
God!
we go! Oh my god, he wins again. Again, this is the second time he's won. This best out
Oh,
of just with that Soulfire, the BM finish coming out. That's -3 life.
we are
80
going to the salt mines and
Oh.
digging out some salt for ADYB. He has to be feeling that top decked Soulfire 2 games in a row for a sweep and an upset from Unistar. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, wow, okay, I think I need to control my mouth because it seems to be getting players way ahead in games. I was talking about an upset happening and it did. Unistar 2-0ing ADYB here. That is...
Top decked Soulfire both games.
Yeah, exactly, both games. What a way to cheese, man. That is pretty insane. And I think ADYB is just feeling pretty damn...
He's just looking at his screen right now. He is not moving his mouse. He's just... I'm
Like-
imagining him with his face in his hands, just wanting to, run a program and just crash Reynad stream and just, screw you for bringing this into the world.
He's probably thinking like, how, what, how, what, how? So yeah, guys, that's a way to end a best of 3. Any final thoughts about that game, man?
Well, what do you say? Double top decked Soulfire for a sweep? What? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I couldn't. He just used up all of his luck for the rest of the year. He shouldn't, bet on the lotto or anything because he just used it up right there.
For sure, he got everything in his favor. RNG definitely helping him there. And boy, oh boy, ADYB, man, I thought he would... I mean, most of the people here probably thought he was going to get a clean 2-0. But he got cleaned 2-0 himself, so... Man,
Oh, man. That was
You-
fantastic.
the new sweeper here. But yeah, guys, do stay tuned. We still got a lot more action. I do believe the next game is going to be Angel Eyes versus ADYB. So ADYB hopefully can win his next series against Angel Eyes. And it's going to be a pretty interesting one. So guys, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.